I recently repaired a 1960s dual 1019 turntable. Unfortunately, the stylus on the Shure V15 Type 4 had broken off. Let's replace the cartridge. Since this isn't my primary turntable, I didn't need anything fancy, so I opted for the Audio-Technica AT-VM95E. It's a dual magnet cartridge with a 0.3 by 0.7 mil elliptical stylus. This is from Audio-Technica's casual listening line of cartridges. I paid a humble $65 for it. Let's open it up. And in the box we have the mounting hardware. We have the user manual. And finally, we have the cartridge itself. Unlike my previous cartridge, it doesn't have a built-in guard, but this one does have a removable one. And I love how the screw mounting threads are built into the cartridge itself, so no more having to mess with tiny bolts and screws. The installation will go much more smoothly. One thing to note is the cartridge is identical throughout the Audio-Technica line, so if you choose to upgrade, all you need to do is replace out the stylus. I'll put a link to the stylus and this cartridge in the description below. First, let's slide the stylus guard down to prevent any further damage. Next, let's slide the arm back and remove the cartridge from the holder. Make note of the colors of the leads. Looks pretty standard. So from left to right, top to bottom, we got white, red, blue, green. And now I'm going to remove each of the leads using some needle nose pliers. Doesn't take much force. And once the leads have been disconnected from the cartridge, we're just going to use a small flathead screwdriver and remove these two screws. And while I'm here, I'm going to clean the contacts with a little bit of deoxit and Q-tips. And now we're going to use the appropriate length screw and washer to reattach the cartridge. And now let's just reattach the wires. The green wire was a little bit loose, so what I did was I did crimp it down just a bit so that it would have a little bit more bite. And here we are with all four wires securely fastened. And now I'm just going to reinstall the cartridge. So slide it into place and pull the arm forward to lock it into place. Now let's align our cartridge. You can purchase a 2-point alignment protractor. I also printed one, but let's go with the method where I just downloaded one online. And when you print the online protractor, just make sure that it's printed to scale. All right, so first a little bit of explanation. So first thing you want to do is put the protractor into the spindle. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the inside grid. What you're going to do is you're going to put the stylus directly onto this circle right here. And what you want to do is adjust the two screws on top so that it's parallel with the lines on the grid. So you don't want it to look like this or like this, but you want it to look head on, and you want the cartridge to be parallel with the lines on the grid. And once that's aligned, what you do is you move to the outside grid and do the same. Once again, adjusting to the two screws. So you want the cartridge to be parallel in both the A and the B locations. And due to the design of the dual 1019, there is a considerable amount of extra effort, because every time you make an adjustment, you have to remove the head shell and make the adjustments to the two screws and bring it back down. And be patient. It's probably going to take several adjustments to be parallel in both the A and the B positions. All right, I finally got the cartridge where I want it. Now I'm going to remove the head shell and crank down the two screws for one final time. And just to confirm, I did use my 3D printed protractor to confirm everything was looking good. And now we're gonna balance the tone arm. So you want your arm to be in the down position, and your force and your anti-skate to be at 0. All right, and just confirm that the guard is off. And the course adjustments are made by pulling this weight in and out. And that's about right. So I'm gonna lock it down with this set screw. And you can make fine adjustments by turning the knob. Now let's set the tracking force. The recommended tracking force for the Audio-Technica AT-VM95E is 1.8 to 2.2 grams. So I'm going to use 2. That's right in the middle of the range. And I was only getting audio out of one channel. So apparently, as I was adjusting the cartridge itself, one of the pins came loose. So I made sure that I crimped all of them down and reseated them properly. In keeping with the 60s theme of the turntable, I'm using Herb Alpert and the Tijuana brass for my initial testing. I've tested out various types of music using the VM95E, from Herb Alpert, the 70s classic rock, rap, dance and trance, and I've been pleasantly surprised by its performance. The sound quality is phenomenal, and it's hard to beat at its $65 price point. Bass, vocals, highs are clear, it tracks well, and the threaded inserts made the install on the dual turntable considerably easier than working with screws and the tiny nuts. I'm not an audiophile by any means, but I would guess this cartridge would satisfy a majority of turntable owners. And like I mentioned earlier, if you choose to upgrade, the same cartridge can be used for different Audio-Technica styluses, including the top-tier Shibata. I look forward to many hours of listening with this cartridge. I'll put a link to this cartridge in the description below. If you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe. Thank you.